The Reserve Bank fears unemployment will rise next year as Australians feel the full effect of rate rises. The predicted uptick in unemployment is a key reason the RBA minutes were released for keeping the cash rate on hold at 4.35% this month. The bank also expects inflation to stay higher for longer, not reaching the band of 2 to 3% until the end of 2025. Joining me now live is the Shadow Finance Minister Jane Hume. Thanks for your time. Look, I know you're going to focus on Labor's role on inflation, but I want to ask on the RBA's view of this. If they believe inflation will stay above target until the end of 2025, is that acceptable to have inflation that high for that long? Should they have ambition to bring it lower earlier?
Well, the RBA have already said that they have a very low tolerance for sustained inflation and inflation staying above that 2 to 3% band any later than the end of 2025, which is when they predict it will come back into the band. Of course, their frustration is compounded by the fact that they are doing all the work to get inflation down. And they try and do that without pushing the economy into a recession. Now, we're already in a per capita recession. If it wasn't for those high migration figures, we would, in fact, see GDP going backwards in this country. However, the RBA are acutely conscious that if they keep pushing rates up that bit higher every single time, well, it can have some detrimental effects on the economy. The reason why they have to do that, Tom, and I know you and I have spoken about this a lot before, is because you've got two tools in the shed, not just monetary policy, fiscal policy as well. And the government isn't doing its fair share of the heavy lifting. That's why the RBA has to keep doing more and more to try and tame inflation, bring it back down into that 2 to 3% band, even if it is taking longer. Of course, the longer it takes, the more it hurts your hip pocket, because inflation is the thief in the night that erodes your savings, that eats at your purchasing power. And unless they do all that work, well, they have to do it because the government isn't.